What's good, grind schoolers? It's your boy Rob, and we back in the shop today. So today what we got going down is we are going to see why the Monte Carlo won't start. I've already been messing around in there, and we also got a transmission leak that sprung out of nowhere. Don't know how that happened, but we're gonna have to investigate that. And just see what happens, because the car hasn't been driven. Hopefully it's just because it's been cold. Hopefully the gasket contracted and expanded and it's all good, whatever. We'll just have to see. But I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to start looking at what's going on with the car to see if I can get it moved. Once it's moved, I'm up in the air about what I'm gonna do. I'm still up in the air about what I'm gonna do. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to start digging into this motor, doing everything to it, trying to make it reliable and whatever. And I'm just trying to constantly fix everything rather than just putting in, you know what I'm saying, the motor that I have that I can know that everything will be good. And the reason why I say that is because if this motor is good, it'll save me a little bit more time. And I'll be able to take my time building the other motor. If not, then we're gonna have to hurry up and build that one and put it in. I don't want to work like that. So anyways, I gotta try to figure out what's going on with it. Before we jump in the video, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time I drop another video. And yeah, man, I'm not gonna stall y'all out. Let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all. So as you can see, we got a nice transmission fluid leak. Have no idea how that happened. Car is not moving. We also got a power steering leak over here too, if you can see that right there. That happened when I pulled the steering column down in the car to get to all the wiring and stuff. I'm not really tripping on that because I'm gonna have to, or I'm gonna get a Jeep steering shaft anyway. So I'm not really tripping on that. We also got to change out this master cylinder because you can see it's warped. I don't know how that happens either. And also when we got the car, the brake line, I think this one was leaking, and it looks like it leaked down on the brake lines and like it started to bubble up or whatever, I don't know. But anyways, that stuff that's stuff that we have to handle and take care of. The car, I'm not comfortable driving just yet with all that stuff. I still want to go through the brakes. Still got to go through the suspension as well. As you can see, it doesn't have any shims on the control arms, and there's actually like a little space right there. I haven't investigated any of that stuff yet. So until I investigate all that and get to it, you know what I'm saying, this car will just be sitting in the garage. But what I do need is I need it to start so I can move it over here. It needs to be in the middle because, first of all, one, it's more accessible. Number two, the Elko is a shorter car to put right here. So anyways, shout out to whoever mentioned the ignition control module. Usually when I get a new car or I, switch things up, I usually go through everything, and that's the reason why we're going through this car as well. I do oil change, go through all the ignition stuff, through spark plugs, the wires, you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff I go through. I try to go through the coolant, make sure all of that stuff is working properly, make sure all the ignition stuff is good, battery, alternator, you know what I'm saying, starter, stuff like that. Because when you get out on the road, you don't want to be getting stranded, and especially you put a lot of money in your car, you don't want to get stranded. You don't have to think about it. Also too, you don't want to have to worry about how old something is, whether it's good. Yeah, it might be working today, but it might be on its last leg about to go out, because you just don't know. And so I always try to change as much stuff as possible. I've done that on every car that I've had, and I try to change out hoses, belts, anything that looks cracked. And in this case, everything has been changed except the ignition stuff. I did the spark plugs, but I didn't check the distributor cap and rotor and all that kind of stuff. I figured that was already good, but now we're to the point where that's probably going to be the thing that I have to do, is change that out. It looks like the points are a little bit dirty. I don't know 100% how they're supposed to look, but it looks like they could use an update. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the distributor cap and rotor, and then that ignition module too while I'm there, just to see if that helps in this problem, aid in this problem, get the car started. The more it sits, the more problems it like starts to generate, and yeah, we don't want that. So I'm not really too concerned about driving the car too much. I just want to, like I said, be able to get it moved from right here to right there, you know what I'm saying? So and then also too, I want to hurry up and get this done so I can get onto this interior stuff. I want to be able to start while we have a few good days of nice weather. I want to try to fiberglass this. All right, y'all, so I ran to O'Reilly's and grabbed an ignition control module and a distributor cap and rotor. This just off the shelf. They got in a little performance section. I just decided to see if it would work. Should theoretically be the same thing. It was cheaper than all the online options, so I just decided to see if that would work for me. So I'm gonna take this old distributor off. I'm gonna take the coil pack or whatever off the top. I'm gonna take the rotor out, and I'm gonna change the ignition control module. And other than the coil pack on the top, or whatever you call that on the top of the distributor cap, that would be the only thing that's not changed. But I did look at the contact points. These contact points look a whole lot better than these ones here, you know what I'm saying? So that could be an issue, but we'll be all right. All right, y'all, we got the new distributor together. We got the old rotor out. We got the ignition control module out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting these back in. Yeah, as you can see, everything is out. Hopefully this is the culprit, and we'll see. I still have another theory. It could be, you know, the ground cables, but we'll see. And if it's not the distributor cap and rotor and all this kind of stuff, then, you know what I'm saying, we just got a new cap and rotor, I guess, you know. It wouldn't hurt, obviously. Like I said, I don't want to throw a whole bunch of money into this motor and all this kind of stuff, because one day it will come out, but I do want it to roll reliably, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm gonna have to keep dumping bread into it, then we're just gonna have to take it out. But it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. Let's cross our fingers that it does work. And I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that off, that old grease off, and then I'll go ahead and apply some more, and then I'll put everything back together. We'll plug the battery up and see if it works, y'all. All right, y'all, so here's the moment of truth. Got the distributor cap and rotor and ignition module all in there. I'm also thinking that these boots are not correct for these wires. So I think they probably used the wrong boots, because you see how loose that is? Let me show you guys on the Elko the way it is. So these boots are the ones that are on the Elko. You see how much more like tight fitting they are? It's not all loose. Those are the ones I think that are supposed to go in there. So I might be replacing the wires too. We'll just see. But in the meantime, in between time, I guess we could go ahead and see if we can start the car. Hopefully it starts. We about to find out right now though. Let's see. Let's see what happens, man. Oh, yes, sir. There we go. So let me adjust this a little bit. Probably give it a little more gas. I'll turn the distributor a little bit. We're gonna have to time it and all that kind of stuff, but we could do that at a later date. I just need to get it started. So let me try to do that, and then once it kicks on and it's running, I'll cut the camera back on. All right, y'all. So it didn't want to start. Let's see here. And I think I know why. Well, I hope I know why. We're gonna go ahead and start messing around with this ground wire. So I'm gonna make sure all my grounds are good. because that could definitely be a cause of why it wouldn't start. And then also, I will get my piston stop out, try to find top dead center, and go from there. Make my timing mark, clean off the little timing plate or whatever, make my timing mark, and then try to go from there. And then if it still doesn't start, man, I mean, I might be at a loss at this point. We'll just have to keep, you know, plugging away, I guess. But I'm definitely gonna change that ground wire out. I think the only ground wire that I see is that one right here, but it's super filthy. And the car sounded like it tried to start the first time when I put everything all together, but now it's acting like it don't want to start. So I might try to come out here and start it while the gas wasn't pressed too much, just a couple taps, and try to see if it starts. I also did figure out where that transmission leak is coming from, though. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but it's really wet right around there. The dipstick looks like it's leaking a lot of transmission fluid, and I could probably know why, and I'm definitely gonna have to replace that because it's right by the header. You can clean all that stuff off, but I think I know why. Obviously, when I was in here doing these wires, I was kind of moving this, or not doing the wires. When I was trying to loosen up the distributor, I had a little tiny bit of space to move the wrench back and forth, and I was messing with the dipstick a little bit. It was moving the dipstick a little bit, so it probably pulled the dipstick out just enough to start leaking. And I'll probably have to reseal it or put the O-ring back in or whatever, in order to make it seal good, because I don't need that, you know, leaking right next to the header. They're right next to each other. So, but anyways, man, I guess, you know, that's gonna dead this mission for today. I'll try again maybe tomorrow or the next day and see if I can get this thing started. I definitely want to get it started in this video, though. I just need a little more time to try to figure it out. But all that stuff is good. All that stuff is replaced. I mean, it didn't fix my problem, but I got some other things to try too. So let me go ahead and figure that out, and then we'll be back. All right, y'all. I got everything pretty much set, ready to go for TDC. So I got my ratchet on the crank pulley. I'm gonna turn it over until I get on the compression stroke. I gotta put this whistle thing in there. These are brand new spark plugs. You could tell, if it'll focus, just how black it is. It's real hard to focus. So the car is really not running right. So we definitely got an issue. Also, the oil is really black. That's why I got the oil change stuff. But depending on how far we get, we'll see if that becomes a thing, if I change the oil or not. But anyways, about to put this little whistle in, and then listen for it to stop whistling. I guess that's how I'm supposed to do it. All right, I'm gonna try to see if I can set the camera up so I can hear what it sounds like. I need both hands to do it though, because I gotta kind of hold the wrench on the crankshaft pulley so it doesn't fall off. So I'm also looking for the compression stroke. So once I find the compression stroke, I'll line the number 1 up with that. And then I gotta clean the timing tab off so that I can mark TDC. But I don't know if I'll do that today, but I just want to get it in position. Damn. All right, y'all. So I don't know if y'all heard that, but it made like a whistling sound. I think I am on the compression stroke now. The intake is just about to start coming up and ending this like cycle being open. And then the exhaust is about to open. I believe so. So I could be wrong, you know what I mean? Like I said, I ain't done this in a very long time. So bear with me. But anyways, it stopped whistling. I'm gonna check to make sure I'm on the compression stroke, and then after that, I'll turn the distributor to the number 1 cylinder, and then I'll clean the timing tab off. Mark it. I don't know how I'm gonna mark it. I don't really have nothing to mark it with. I'll mark it. I'll put everything back together, put the valve cover back on and all that. And then we'll go ahead and try to start the car, man. And then I guess we'll tune it from there, get the timing light on it, and see if we can get this thing running real right. And yeah, like I said, go from there. All right, y'all. So we got everything back together. Took the whistle out, put the spark plug back in, gotta still plug the boot back in. Got the number 1 cylinder, or the number 1 timing tab or whatever on the distributor pointing at the number 1 cylinder. Down here I got the timing mark set to 0. Only thing I'm waiting on is trying to get something to mark 0 with, so when I go to do the total timing, I can see where the timing mark is. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Hopefully the car starts, man. If it doesn't start, I don't know what to do at that point. And actually I kind of like wiped off the valve covers a little bit, especially this one because I had this one off, and it cleaned up really nice, y'all. Cleaned up really nice. So depending on whether this is gonna stay or not, I'm just gonna clean it up really good. In the meantime, in between time anyway, just in case, you know what I'm saying, I want to let it go or sell it or put it in something else or whatever. I got it looking good, so good and presentable at least. Everything is being cleaned up under here, so we shouldn't have any issues, just in case I do have to run this motor. But you know, so hopefully this starts, man. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the other spark plug boot on, and then I gotta find something to mark that timing tab, or the timing mark on the harmonic balancer. I gotta find something to mark that with, and then after that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and pump the gas and pray that it starts. So and then we'll do everything else that we got to do later. But I'm thinking that's about where it should be, because that's where the distributor is on the Elco. It's twisted like that a little bit. But we'll see what happens, man. Y'all, I finally got it started. I got her started. Oh man, yes sir. I'm about to turn her off because I don't want to get too much fumes going. But we got her started. We got her started, y'all. It's probably burning off some oil or whatever down there, you know what I'm saying? But we got it started. Man, I've been racking my brain on how to do this for such a long time, man. But it definitely sounds a lot better. Shout out to my neighbor, because he came through and, you know, told me kind of what I needed to do. He said it smells like it was starving for fuel. So I've been playing with the carburetor, the distributor cap and rotor and stuff like that. And I know it's pretty dark in here, but I changed out the ground strap over there, and the car now seems to be starting. I'm gonna try to start it again just for good measure, but the car did start. It's barely on, but oh man, this at least lets me know that I don't really have to go any further as far as, you know, figuring out if it got, you know what I'm saying, if it's getting fuel or if it's getting spark and all that kind of stuff. The car started and it's on and staying on for at least for right now. Like I said, I stopped it because I don't want too many fumes getting into the house. You know, the car is like literally right at the door. So yeah, man, I'm gonna probably start it again and see what happens, and then after that I'm gonna just start playing with the carburetor and just seeing, you know, what we could possibly do. I think, I don't know why it's turning on and acting so slow, and like the idle is so low. Let me play with this auto adjustment screw, and I think I turned it all the way in. I felt like that would have been speeding up the idle, but I'm gonna start backing it out a little bit. I'm gonna start backing it out a little bit and seeing if, you know, the idle picks up when I start it. And then if that's the case, then I'll know, you know what I'm saying, I just gotta, you know, back it out and the car should be good to go, man. Ooh, y'all have no idea how that makes me feel, y'all. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Let the battery charge up. If any of y'all know why the idle will be so low, drop down in the comment section and let me know. I thought that this was the idle air control valve or the idle adjustment screw or whatever, but for whatever reason, when I adjust it, it's not adjusting. You know what I'm saying? I've got it all the way down, and I thought if you go down, it increases the idle. If you loosen it, it decreases the idle. So I'll probably play around with it tomorrow, probably do some research on this carburetor. So by the time y'all comment, I'll probably already know the answer. But you know what I'm saying, do me a favor. I'm interested to see what y'all think, any of you guys who do this carburetor stuff. Yeah, just let me know. I mean, man, that is progress, y'all. I am so ecstatic that the car finally started, and it's starting right up now. Man, just doing these little tweaks. I'll probably change out the spark plug wires and the coil, ignition coil and all that kind of stuff too, just so that it's fresh and new. But I want to at least get it going, get it moving first before I do any of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I don't know if the alternator is charging is working. I'm not 100% sure. I really feel like it is because let me think here. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it is because the current is going to the alternator and then through the whatever. But when I disconnected the battery, or when the negative battery cable came off, the car stopped. So I don't know if the alternator is working or not. I guess in due time I'll know as the car runs, and you know, if it's draining the battery, then I know that the alternator is not charging. But regardless of the situation, y'all, this is a huge step forward. And I was gonna call it quits. I was gonna go inside. My neighbor came through and, you know what I'm saying, was like, hey bro, check your fuel. You got air, fuel, spark, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, yeah, for the most part, I know what it is. And he was like, check your fuel pressure. And I was like, I don't, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got no, you know, whatever. And he was like, your ground's good, whatever, blah, blah. I was like, that's the only ground. The ground that I replaced right here, that was the only ground. The other one's broke. I got these other ground straps. This one I'll probably attach to the firewall, to the frame. But other than that, man, you know, I think that's pretty much it. And so he was like, yeah, bro, like you over here trying to start this car with, you know, not even having all your ducks in a row. And I was just like, yeah, man, I was just, you know, whatever. But I think that we're good to go, man. Like I said, it started. It's not drivable yet. I still got to do some tuning to it and figure out why the idle is so low. It's very, very low. Like the car is about to just, you know, die out. So I'll do some research. I'll do some digging and come back at it tomorrow and see what we can do, man. All right, grind schoolers, that's gonna be it for this video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed. The car turned on, but it sounds pretty terrible. There's a number of things that it could be. Obviously the tuning is off and all that kind of stuff, but I'm probably gonna upgrade the spark plug wires, the ignition control module, or not the ignition control module, the ignition coil, and all of that good stuff. And then now it sprung a transmission leak, a oil leak, a power steering leak. So it's a lot going on with this thing, man. The rear end is leaking a lot. I don't know, man. But anyways, we're gonna get it all figured out, man. We're gonna get it all figured out. We're gonna get it all handled. I'm kind of just debating whether I should just, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start trying to get the parts ready for this LS. I'm still gonna work on trying to get this one running right. I think I'm really close. I just gotta get there. But once I get it running right, I think I'm gonna just go as hard as I can with the LS, get that all done and squared away so that we could just stab it in here. I also have chosen a direction on the LS. I was gonna use the crank that they gave me when I picked up the motor, but I think what I'm gonna do, actually, I'm going to probably get a new crank. I'm gonna get the crank, harmonic balancer, and flex plate, and I'm gonna send off my pistons and my crankshaft and all that stuff, and I'm gonna send it to go get balanced, just to be sure, just be 100% sure, because they did mark the pistons when they came out of the motor, but I don't know the history of the pistons. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, yo, like, I really don't want to slap brand new or these pistons in the motor and somebody might have mislabeled them. You know what I'm saying? That's probably not the case, but I don't want to do that, because then we're, you know, taking the motor back out and then doing it all over again and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, there's still adjustment that needs to be done on this car. It's puking oil right now. I don't know why, but I guess I just got to figure that out. It's right next to the fuel pump, so I'll go ahead and see what's going down with that. I might pull a spark plug to see what's going on, but you know, that'll be for another day, I guess. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get notifications every single time I drop another video. And yeah, man, we're gonna keep on grinding on this Monte Carlo, getting it done, getting it together. I'm almost done with the tail lights, getting all those together. I just have one more ground wire to hook up, and the left tail light should work. And then after that, man, I mean, I guess we're good to go. But anyways, man, always remember, work hard so you can live free.